Hello and welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be talking about the rear passenger reading lights, which is right here. This light has been especially problematic for many owners. It is a touch sensitive light switch. For example, if I press on it, it will turn on. However, if you glide your finger across it, you can also turn it off. There is either a hardware or software problem which causes this reading light to turn on at random times when you're driving and even while parked. And it can be pretty annoying because the light will shine and the driver can see it. It can happen on the driver's side or on the passenger side, and it just appears very random. In fact, over the past several months, I hardly ever got it, but in the past 2 weeks, I've gotten this light turning on all the time. So it can be pretty annoying. Now, there are two solutions you could do for this sort of problem. You can do the low-tech solution, which is to use a 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 piece of blackout tape or electrical tape that you can put over the light so you don't see it anymore. If I place it on right now, you can't see it when I turn it on or off. Obviously, this is the low-tech method, and there's still the problem of electrical waste and vampire losses due to this light being on. So the other solution is to actually disconnect the light altogether. You will still get access to this light here when you open the doors. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be disconnecting this light while still leaving this light being able to be turned on when the doors are opened and have egress lighting. Here are the items that we're going to be using today for this project. A plastic pry bar for removing the light fixture and accessing any of the roof headliner area. A thin flathead screwdriver. This is optional. This is a screwdriver with a magnetic tip to access any of the lost metal clips, if that happens to you. A couple of zip ties, scissors, and some electrical tape. And that's all we need. The first thing we need to do is make sure the power is off to the lights. Right now it is off. The car is shut down and locked. You want to make sure that there's no power to these lights since we're going to be messing with the wires. So now we're going to remove this light fixture. There are two L-shaped clips on this end towards the front of the car. There's a clip right here and a clip right here. So I'm going to take the plastic pry bar and I'm going to wedge it in between here, and then I am going to loosen it up. You'll hear a little bit of a snap. There we go. Now it is loose. You're going to bend it down like this and then pull it so that these two clips at the end pull out. They're just kind of wedged in like that. And here is the whole light fixture itself. What we're going to be doing is we're going to remove this harness right here, and I am going to press down on here and pull this out. I'm now going to just let this fixture hang right here. It should be fine. Actually, if I want, I can just place it over here so that it doesn't pull on the wiring. So this is what we're going to be looking at right here. So let me zoom in so we get a closer look of this. And here we have a close-up of the connector. What we need to do is we need to take the top half of this off so that we can have access to the wires underneath. And what we're going to use is a thin flathead screwdriver, and we're going to turn it so that you see these two little clips here, and you're going to insert the screwdriver right over this, between those two, and then you're going to push on the cover this way. And it will slide right off. And later on, we'll do the same motion in the opposite direction. The two wires that we're going to be looking at are these two right here. There's a green and white wire here and a red and yellow wire here, the two in the middle. And what we're going to do is they're attached at this bottom point right here. So you can see these two. You're going to press the screwdriver in there, and then while you're pressing that in, you're going to pull on the wires and they will come out. I'm going to try the yellow and red one first. I'm going to press down on here while pulling on the wire. Sorry if I block the camera here. It is a little difficult to do this at the same time. There we go. So I get the first one out. Actually, you may need to give it a little bit more push on the screwdriver. And then the second one, press down on it, and that one will release also. There. And a little bit more on this one, and there. We'll keep these two separate for right now. We're going to want to cover the two ends with some electrical tape because we don't want these to short out. So we're going to cover the entire metal portion of this. With the tape. Same with the other one. And if you want, you can just bend them back out of the way. So bending them back out of the way, I suggest using something like a zip tie to keep them from moving around. At this point, we can put the cover back on again. So it will go this way. It will slide in and will snap into place. There we go. Now I zoomed back out so we can see the area that we're working with. I'll slide the light fixture around here. I'll support it, and then we can reattach this connector into this spot right here. And if you lose any of the metal clips, you can either use a magnetic screwdriver to get a hold of them. And for example, I have one right here, and if you notice, it grabbed the clip. And if you pull back the weather stripping, you can feel if there is actually a clip. And in fact, I found one right here. And then you can put these back onto the plastic mount for the fixture. And once you get the clips out of this area, you can fold the headliner back into place and press it up into the weather stripping. Then take the light fixture and insert the metal clips into the brackets right here on the end and also the center. And now we have both metal clips in place. Oh, before I forget, I should probably trim the excess zip tie right here. All right, now we can take the light fixture and tuck the wires into place and then insert the two C-clips into the headliner. and then slowly position this back into the original opening. And then we're going to press the middle clip. You'll hear it snap, and then the end clip, and that snaps. If you do ever lose these metal clips, you can get replacements. I have a link in the video description for those, and that will be handy to have because those are also used in other places in the car for trim attachment. And now we're good with the light fixture back in its original position. At this point, this light will no longer work if you press on it or use the button over the driver's overhead console. If I hit the unlock button, we should see this light up. And yes, we do. We do have a light here, so that means everything is working. And notice that this one no longer turns on or off. You can do the same thing on the other side. It's the same procedure. You just need to pull this down the same way. Make sure that you take the two clips on the ends and then bend it down and loosen it at an angle so that these clips in the front come free. And as far as the wires go, you're going to remove the two middle wires, except instead of green, white, yellow, red, they're going to be green, white, and brown on the right side of the car. And that's about it. So I showed you two ways of solving this issue of the randomly lit reading lights and or called map lights. And some people call these ghost lights since they just randomly appear. Hopefully we'll have a better solution that keeps the light working in the future. Thanks to Andrew Blee and Sophia Ju for showing which wires to remove on the harness. Their two videos were very helpful. I'll link both of their videos in the video description if you want to check them out. I definitely recommend so. Get all of my ideas either from myself or from people on the Fisker Ocean groups, and I try to give props to everyone that has helped me in these videos because we're all trying to get stuff done together. I believe in giving everybody a shout out that has helped in this process. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Here we are on the right side of the car. There are two clips here. There's one here with the metal clip and one here also with the metal clip. These are the two that we need to loosen up. I'm going to use the plastic pry bar and pull on it. Got the other. And you may get some of the clips falling down. For example, I got one right here. You can just reattach that to where the clips were located. For example, this one was on the middle, and I will attach that like so. Bend these down a little bit. And then the other one here fell behind the liner here, the headliner. And sometimes you may be able to just lift the headliner a little bit along the edge here, and you may be able to find it. Ah, look at that. I got it right here. Here is the other metal clip. You can just push the headliner back into place. And as I did with that middle one, I'm going to attach the one on the ends here. So when we put this back into place, it will work just fine. On this far end here, here's a close-up of the two wiring harnesses that are connected. We're going to be removing this one right here. You'll see that there's just a little tab at the end here. We press this tab, and then the whole connector comes out like that. Then we'll put the light fixture off to the side so it doesn't get damaged. And here we have the connector. I have it with the side that we need to remove. So we have right here, we have these two little clips, and I am going to stick the screwdriver in there. All right, and then you will slide the cover towards the left, and it will come right off, like so. Now we're going to remove the two center wires. One is green and white, and the other is brown. I'm going to separate the wires so it's a little bit easier to get a hold on the middle ones. So you can easily bend these out of the way. Not going to cause a problem. And what I'm going to do now is press right here and here for the two middle ones. So you're going to press down on that metal clip at the end while pulling on the wire. And you may need to do it a couple of times so it gets fully loosened for both of them. All right, so let me get a little bit closer here. Now you can see that they're loose. I'm going to pull both of them out now. We got one. And the other one still needs a little bit more of a push here. So you can see I have the one on the right out, and now I'm just going to pull on the other one, and we have both of these now removed. Now I'm going to take some electrical tape and wrap all of the metal that's exposed, because we don't want any of these to short. Here's one for this side. And then we can just bend these out of the way, back onto the wiring. I'm going to put a zip tie around this so that it will not move out of place. There we go. Then we can trim the end off. And now we can put the cover back on. So we'll face it this direction right here. And then slide it into the groove. Snap into place. Then we can take the light fixture back and then reinsert it right here. All right, we are ready to reinstall the light fixture. Make sure we have the two metal clips on the end and then also in the center. We're going to put the wires back in, and now we're going to aim those two L-shaped clips into the headliner and then angle it up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to snap it into place. So there's going to be one in the middle. I heard the snap there, and there's going to be a snap at the end. And now it is fully installed. Let's test it real quick. I'm going to turn the car back on. And I am going to shut some of the lights off here so you can see it better. And yes, now you can see we have this one light on and nothing on the reading lamp. So we are good. Mission accomplished.